All right, so we have a VOR type question that asks for the heading to intercept and the information to set on the OBS. It's important for these questions that you figure out where your airplane is in comparison to the station first. So we know from the question that we are tracking outbound, which means we're heading away from the station and not towards it. We can also see that we're on radial 285, and we have a heading of 290. Okay, radial 285 and heading 290. Okay. So where is radial 285? Radial 285 is approximately here. Call this 285 degrees, and we're tracking outbound. So once again, we're going outwards. It tells us that we have a heading of 290. The reason this doesn't matter is because we know from the question that we're somewhere on this line. So we could be here, could be here. On any of those x's, our airplane is possible to be located there, and we could be pointed this way or this way. It doesn't matter where the nose is. We know that we're somewhere on that line. Okay, let's figure out where the tower is asking us to intercept. Radial 330 is approximately here, and let's just say our airplane is over here. What will be your heading to intercept? Okay, so we have to intercept at 70 degrees, which means we're going to be going this way, outbound. Once again, the question is asking us to intercept when we're going away. You can see that right here. The tower asks us to intercept outbound. So we're still going away from the station, and we want to intercept at 70 degrees, which means this angle right here is going to be 70 degrees. All right, so we know pretty easily now that the heading to intercept is 330 degrees plus 70 degrees, which is 400 degrees. That's not a real number in degrees, so we're going to subtract 360, and that gives us 40 degrees magnetic. How do we know that we're adding 70 degrees and not subtracting? Well, we know from our drawing that we're going clockwise, which means we're adding. If we were intercepting a radial that was approximately here to the left of us, then we would be subtracting. But we're not. We're going right, so we're adding. So we know that it's 040 degrees, and that gives us the heading to intercept. So we have that number. How do we figure out what we should be setting on the OBS? If you don't know how an OBS works, you simply input the radial you want to intercept. If it asks us to intercept something outbound, all we have to do is plug that number in to the OBS. So the radial we're trying to intercept is 330. We would plug in 330. Now let's say the question asks us to intercept a radial 330 inbound instead of outbound. Well, then we would simply do 330 degrees minus 180 degrees. And that would be our OBS indication. And that would be 150. But that's not what the question asks us. So we can simply leave it at OBS 330. So the conclusion, the heading to intercept is 040, and the OBS indication would be 330 degrees.